Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Some of My Most Favorite People, our new series for theBUZZ TV. My name is Antoine, and as usual, we have Christine Newman with us on behind the camera. And hi Christine, we love you.
Hi Antoine.
Hi sweetheart. All right, we're going to invite our guest for today to come in and sit with us. Hello, Stacey. This is Stacey Vetzal. And did I pronounce your last name correctly?
You
Vetzal?
did.
I did. And Stacey, I've known from around the community for a long time now. We had different interactions on different things, from business to community to activism. You own a successful business. Let's start with that. History of the business, changing with the business, what has happened, the journey. Yeah.
Well, I started a software development business in 2002 and ran it for it's been about 14 years now.
Okay.
It's been quite fulfilling.
The name changed.
The name changed.
Okay.
Yes, we started with the name Three Wise Men, which
Okay.
got a little awkward.
Very
so
biblical.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't expect that actually.
Okay.
And so I renamed the business in 2014 to Modulity.
Modulity. I like the
Which,
name.
uh,
What does mean? Does it mean for Modulity?
So it does, but it's kind of technical because,
Okay.
always in the business I would do new things. One thing that I think is really important in my field is apprenticeship.
Okay.
In my family, we've been kind of been a long time in the trades, and so the idea of apprenticeship was really familiar to me.
Okay.
And so bringing apprenticeship and craftsmanship into my business was something that I really wanted to do.
Okay.
And actually, about a year ago, I made a shift. I took our staff and I seeded a few startup companies, and
Okay.
I decided what I wanted to do was take on more mentoring and coaching to help other software teams do better.
That's what you do with. My next question was about your public speaking. I see some stuff. I wasn't sure what's the details. Is that what you do with public speaking?
I do much of that. In
Okay.
fact, it's a little bit confusing for people because
Okay.
sometimes I do technical talks and sometimes I do
Community.
talks that are in the community.
Okay,
yes.
that's what I figured. Okay. So you've been involved in many community organizations and causes. Let's expand on that.
Oh my goodness. So
P-Flag, was it?
yes, I'm still quite involved with P-Flag
You are
in
with
Durham
P-Flag.
region.
I didn't know that.
I'm mostly on a volunteer basis now.
Okay.
I started the Gender Journeys group in Durham region several years ago.
Okay.
And I'm also working with the Canadian Mental Health Association in Peterborough for the Gender Journeys program, bringing it to a number of different communities.
Wow.
And I launched just last year the Durham Region chapter of Ladies Learning Code,
Okay.
which is an organization, our Canadian-wide organization, and our mission is to bring digital literacy to women and girls.
That's the one that I saw posts about, and I wasn't sure what it does. There was one time I saw you on Church Street here at the Craig Place, and you were waiting for an organization.
Yes, it
What
was
was
another. Well, it was an organization that was instrumental to my coming out process. They're called Expressions, and it was a social and support group
Yeah.
in Toronto
For trans?
for trans individuals.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
yes, and it was comfortable for me because I didn't want to necessarily be out at the time in my own community, but I knew that it would be important to me to understand what it was like to live life in my felt gender. And so that group gave me that opportunity at that stage of my
Strength.
life that was critical. Lots of encouragement, just wonderful people there. So
Good. Do you consider yourself an activist?
I consider myself a reluctant activist.
A reluctant activist. What
I
is
didn't
that?
start out to be an activist, but
Okay. Sometimes the roles just become part of how our journey shapes, right? Yeah.
I'm just that kind of person. I can't not stand to the side and see something I have to
You're gonna
jump
make me
in.
cry. I know what you mean. It's if we're all gonna say, let somebody else do it, then nobody's gonna.
It won't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you. Let's talk about home life. You chose to leave the city to acquire life. Am I right? A few years ago.
Well, yes. Well, I've been working myself further and further away from Toronto.
Okay. Why?
No particular reason other than
Because it's
maybe a
really
little bit of
amazing, and
peace.
yeah, I know. I love cottage land, so I'm with you there.
Well, and that's we picked up a place that's up north.
Yeah, where are you?
Just a couple hours north in Wilberforce,
Wow.
which nobody knows where it is.
Okay.
And it's just, some
What is
hardwood
it,
forest
farm
and a
kind
log
of thing?
cabin in the middle of it.
You
and-
serious?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
It's
See, that sounds
beautiful.
dreamy to me.
It's our retreat. I call it Woodhaven,
Oh, nice. Very nice.
and that's exactly what
Is
it
that a lot
is.
of commuting though?
I don't full-time live there yet. Right now we're still living actually in Bowmanville, so
Oh, okay.
we get
Oh,
to
so you're not
commute
full
back
time.
and forth.
Why was I imagining that you just moved there permanently?
We
No?
will be soon.
Will you? Okay. Okay. So that's the plan.
That's the plan. My
Okay.
my work and professional life takes me into Toronto quite often, and so it's hard to be too far away from the
I was
city.
gonna say yeah, because you have to still do like the
Yes.
public speakings and stuff like that, and work. Yeah.
But my new line of business is going to take me a little bit further about, so really I just have to be close to an airport. So
Cool. Let's talk about your upbringing. Were you born here?
I was born and raised in Oshawa.
Wow.
Yes.
You are a Durham. Okay.
I've
Original.
been in Durham a long time.
Okay. Family still around?
Yep, and
Okay.
mostly in Durham.
Are they awesome? Are they
So-
accepting? Do we have any?
They're it's complicated.
Complicated. Aren't we all? Families are complicated. It just comes with the territory. Okay. And community. What would you like to see in our community? What is your hopes? What inspires you? What do you think should be changed? Maybe
I
all of that.
that's huge.
Okay. Yeah.
That's just
Very good.
absolutely
Okay. Let's
huge.
start with what
So,
inspires you about
What
our
inspires me
community.
in the community is people's authenticity.
Yeah. Nice.
They come forward and they be themselves and they bring themselves to the community, and I find that really inspiring. I had a colleague ask me once, how much of myself should I bring to work?
Yeah.
Which is a common question. Often in a professional environment, you might subdue
Yeah. Who
portions
you are
of yourself.
really? Yeah.
And my answer was, you bring all of yourself, because that's who you are and that's what makes you awesome.
I think Christine is impressed with it. So, yeah, okay. Okay. Yes. What could we do better as a community? Not individuals, but as a community to make our community better.
That's a tough one because we
I know.
have
Trust me, I'm trying to find the answer.
Oh my goodness. I've just started reading a little bit on the idea of lateral hostility within the
Okay.
community. It's just the idea of how oppressed communities can sometimes develop this, and I find that fascinating. I want to understand more about what it is about us that has us do this, because I want people to accept each other more.
I would love to see that.
And so I just hope that if I understand more, that
maybe
I
you'll be
might
able to be
able
part
to
of the solution. Good for you.
Stacey, do you think there's a lot of lateral hostility in the trans community?
I do, but I don't think it's specific to the trans community. I think a lot of communities have it. I think it's part of being human. It's something that rears up, and I think
Because maybe because we all bring our own backgrounds and baggage and issues, yeah, fears. There's a lot. You know what? Sometimes I figure that fear plays along with that. We're afraid of being authentic. We're
oh
afraid
my
of being.
goodness,
Yeah.
this is huge. And you know what? This is a great thing that I became aware of through my activism that I've brought into my professional life, and this has really driven my coaching business.
Okay.
Because I see things like how people adopt a label. When someone says, I am this, what does that mean? In software terms, it might be, I am a tester. And so did you take that label? Did someone else put that label
Impose
on
that
you and
label
you're
on you.
trying to
Okay.
live up to it? Do you wear the label as armor, or is it, is it something that empowers you? And so...
Okay, you're hiding behind it because you're fearful. Yeah, there's lots of questions. Good one. Good one.
And that vulnerability is something that is something that we discuss right now in our technical coaching circles, because it's a big part of how we can just be better in our communities and in our work.
I think I opened a very big topic. Maybe that should be left to our show. How to make the community better. Very good. Honestly, very good observation. If we can figure it out, if we can all love more, accept more. I personally think that you just have to live and let live, and just be as good and as decent and as honest and as inspiring as possible.
And be amongst people that also are,
Do that for you.
so that you can experience it and
Yeah,
that you
I
can
would say I
learn
would
it.
agree with that. Yeah,
I think it's a skill that we learn.
beautiful. Your hopes and dreams, personal level. What would you like
Hopes
to
and
see?
dreams.
Yeah. Other than moving away.
Well, you know what? Moving away is just looking for me for
Yeah.
a simpler life.
Yeah, I
Something
really
less
love the notion of
complicated
yeah,
and
yeah.
a little slower.
I want to
and
wake up, chop
simpler.
wood, go to the lake, get some water.
Water the garden, you know, check the herbs,
Yeah.
make sure everything's.
Do you like gardening?
It's new for me,
You're gonna like
so
gardening. right?
I'm really looking
You
forward
wanna
to
learn
it.
it? Okay, cool. Okay, well, I hope you get all your hopes and dreams.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. And everyone, let's say goodbye to Stacey and let's say goodbye to Christine, our camera woman behind the camera. Thanks, Christine.
See ya.
And see you, everyone. Take care. Bye.